Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 3 News Studios here in downtown Cleveland. I'm Matt Florjancic of the WKYC digital team, and I am joined by All Elite Wrestling superstar Jon Moxley. Jon, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to Cleveland.
We are in the great state of Ohio, my home state, and I'm very excited to be a part of bringing the AEW Dynamite action to Cleveland for the very first time.
Well, hitting it right off the bat, for fans that are new to the AEW product, Jon, who haven't seen the shows or maybe haven't seen the shows live, what can they expect out of Dynamite's visit to Cleveland?
It's an energy unlike anything you see in wrestling right now, really driven by the fans and the passionate wrestling fans who have kind of been driving the whole engine along with this AEW thing. And it's a chance to be a part of something that's new and exciting and get in on the ground floor. If you're a wrestling fan now, if you have ever been a wrestling fan, if you used to be a wrestling fan, this is what you're going to want to see. This isn't, this is blending in the new school, blending the old school. This is death-defying action. This is the most incredible, it's not called All Elite Wrestling for nothing. These are the most incredible athletes in the world. Jaw-dropping athleticism, crazy action, and just an energy like you don't see in wrestling anywhere in the world right now. And you've got to be there live to experience it. These live shows, these AEW live shows with these fans that are now coming together and connecting with each other all over the world. It's dare I say, it's cool to be a wrestling fan right now in 2020. We're really bringing something special back, and I think that's that connection with the audience. And it's like, it's like going to a concert of your favorite band, and people in the crowd are high-fiving and hugging and cheering on the action, and it's an incredible atmosphere to be a part of. Obviously, you want to catch it. If you're not in Cleveland, you want to catch it on TNT on Wednesday nights. But if you're to be there live, to be a part of that living organism that is the AEW audience, is something special.
Now, you mentioned it, that you are an Ohio native. You're from the Cincinnati area. Is there anything special about coming back to your home state or the Midwest region in general that gives you a little bit of extra boost when you step into the ring?
Always. I started here in the Midwest, as you said, and it's kind of like Superman flying close to the surface of the sun. Something about being in Ohio, even though I'm from Cincinnati, we're all the way at the bottom by river, you're all the way at the top up here by lake, but we're still in the Buckeye State. There's something about seeing Ohio license plates that just gives you that sense of home, that sense of accomplishment, that sense of returning here to prove a point that AEW is the best wrestling show in the world right now. And every time we come into a new market, which is basically every week so far, because we're only, 12, 14 weeks into this thing, our first television taping, or live television, was on October 2nd. So every time we come into a new market, we're not coming just to bring Barnum and Bailey Circus through town and you're going to see the same old elephants and the same old monkeys and trapeze you see every month. We're coming to tear the house down. We're coming to blow the roof off. We're coming to make sure that everybody who comes to the building in Cleveland on Wednesday night, when they leave, they're going to say, I cannot wait till AEW comes back to Cleveland. Where are they going next? How far is it? Can I drive? We're going to leave no stone unturned as far as pleasing the fans and giving them every single thing they want to see.
Now, you've been around the world plying your craft in different organizations, but you've been with AEW now for several months. What would you say is the biggest difference, and what has your experience been like working with AEW?
So far, it's been great. The energy's been incredible. I think one of the biggest differences is just the independent, rebellious spirit of a lot of the talent to go out there and be themselves and not be some kind of canned product that we produced in a factory and we're trotting out on TV. You will not see anybody reading scripts or towing a company line or anything like that. You're seeing authentic performers. And wrestlers in general are cowboys, renegades. We're people who go into the ring and get beat up for a living and travel the world and live this kind of vagrant lifestyle for years and years to get to the top, which is where we're at now. So, these are, for lack of a better term, a bunch of cowboys, a bunch of renegades, pro wrestlers in general are that. But the most rebellious, the biggest renegades are in AEW. It's kind of in our nature. And you see that in the performances. You see that in the matches. You see that in the product. It's an energy, that you haven't seen in wrestling in a long time.
As a performer, does it kind of reinvigorate your love for the business when you have that kind of passion, that kind of renegade spirit, as you call it?
Oh, 1,000%. I feel like I'm 18 again. Every time I show up at the building at AEW, I have an excitement that I haven't had in a really long time, and I've been at the absolute top of this industry. And I think it's about being around so much young, hungry talent who is now getting to make their mark on the national stage for the first time, and being around great veterans who are also so motivated by stepping up to this young talent. And like I said, blending the new school and the old school. We got a guy like Chris Jericho, who's the very first undisputed champion, and that was going on 20 years ago. And we got a guy like a Joey Janela, a Darby Allin, a Sammy Guevara, a Jungle Boy. They're basically children, and with some of the craziest athleticism you ever seen. We have the best tag teams in the world: Pentagon and Phoenix, the Young Bucks. Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz. We got Jake Hager, MMA superstar, undefeated MMA superstar. I mean, we just got so many different elements to our roster. And when you walk in to a building and you have that much opportunity in front of you as a wrestler, different types of opponents and different types of matches, it's incredibly invigorating. It's like being a buffet, a smorgasbord of ideas and things to do.
Now, you debuted with AEW actually before the company went on the weekly show format, when you appeared at Double or Nothing out in your new hometown of Las Vegas a few months ago. And you started off right out of the gate going after Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. What was it about those two guys that made you want to work with them right off the bat?
Well, they're in the main event. They're in the last match of the evening, and competing for that top dog spot in the company. So if you're going to show up on your first day, you want to come right in on that prime spot in the main event. So it was going to be whoever was standing there was going to get dropped on their head. Just happened to be those two.
You set yourself up by going after both of them as kind of like a one-man army, where you're prepared to take on all comers, whether they're supposed to be the good guy or the bad guy. Do you find yourself liking that kind of work alone mentality, where you're not set into a group and it's just you holding your own cards?
I do. Right now at this point, my career is, as much as I'm totally here to be a part of the team, and to come here on a day off like today and do news to promote the show and stuff like that. As much as I'm want to get in there with younger talent and help them make their name, and I want to build this brand, and I want to be one of the guys that helps us get to the next level. Also, there's a lot of self-interest right now. My career at this point, for 2020 to be the year that it needs to be for me, it has to be about me, and my focus has to be on me. So I don't need any partners, or I don't need anybody watching my back. I watch my own back, and I want to be able to make decisions on the fly and not have to worry about what anybody thinks about them. Because the whole kind of journey I went on to where I'm sitting here with AEW now is about going my own way and being my own person. And I don't necessarily have to wear a white hat or a black hat. I just I do whatever I want, whenever I want. And to have the freedom to be able to do that in AEW is very exciting. And everybody's got that spirit, and everybody's got that freedom here. And it comes across, like I said, in the live show. When you buy a ticket to AEW, it's you're not seeing Disney on Ice. You're seeing wild, reckless performers doing what they love to do. And the biggest difference, is the passion. When you see a concert, or you see a dance troupe perform, whatever it is, you go to the Nutcracker, whatever it is, you want to see the performers that are really passionate about what they're doing, and that's the kind of performance that inspires you. And that's, watching AEW for a lot of fans and for wrestlers and for even myself, it's inspiring watching these guys.
Yeah, that plays into my next question. Currently, you are the #1 ranked contender for Chris Jericho's AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Recently, he offered you a chance to join his stable, but you chose to kind of pull a fast one on him and say yes, and then change your mind in Jon Moxley fashion. Why did you want to still be on your own and not be a part of that group? Was it clearly about pursuing the title?
I ain't no dummy. I mean, I know why he wanted to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I've been in this game for a long time. I know Chris Jericho a long time. I knew that ploy, saw it coming a mile away. Like I said, this is about, a lot of this year is going to be me focusing on me and what I want and what, I don't want to put any, nobody can tell me what I can and can't accomplish, what I can and can't do. And if I want Chris Jericho's AEW World title, I'm going to get it. That's what I'm going to go for. And I don't care if he's got, 4 guys in his group, 5 guys in his group, 10 guys in his group. I'll do what I got to do. I'll crawl through whatever, tunnel full of crap I got to get to the other side if that's what I decide I want to do. I've done a lot harder, worse things, in life. So, right now we're looking at February 29th. You're looking at probably Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, main event for the AEW World Championship. We got a long way to go to get there. Right now we're just focusing on Cleveland and making sure we put on the most amazing show Cleveland's ever seen. Make sure everybody knows about it, knows to get there and get your tickets and be a part of this thing that is AEW, to be part of kind of the family, so to speak. And yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, Jon, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing what the future holds for Jon Moxley in the AEW ring, especially starting tomorrow night when you visit Cleveland for the very first time. That's right. AEW will be live at the Wolstein Center tomorrow night for their Cleveland and Ohio debuts, and Jon Moxley will be there, as well as the arsenal of talent that they have on the All Elite Wrestling roster. Jon, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Wolstein Center, baby. Be there.
For Jon Moxley, I'm Matt Florjancic. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.